So we're actually going to be looking at charts and looking at the scanner, what I use for a scanner, and we're going to be looking at continuation patterns. Continuation patterns like flags, pennants, J-hook, what we call J-hook. Basically, stocks that have moved up, they've paused, and they're moving up again, or ready to move up is what we're looking for in the process of that moving up and that breakout. Again, Rick and hitrun-candlesticks.com, you can find us right there, hitrun-candlesticks.com. Let me pull this out of the way, and let me get this up over here. Alrighty. One more thing we're going to look at today is some shorting positions. Basically, the blue ice failure is what we'll be looking at. It's one of our favorite short setups here at Hit and Run Candlesticks, and we'll look at some scanner setups that give us the setups so we can trade them. What I'm going to do is, first of all, you know, what we're looking for are charts that there we go, charts that rally up, they pull back, and we're looking for that next move like this. And through this area right in here, you'll find different types of pausings. You might find just simple something that moves sideways inside of a box, something that might just move down like a flag, right? Something like that, and then it starts to break out. And what that does, it breaks out to what we call a J hook, which a J hook is, you know, just a name that we call it. And what it is, it's just taking that pattern up, and we're looking for it to pull back like this. And now you can see how that J is made right there. And then the actually becomes a J hook on that breakout. So this is the breakout right here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find stocks in that area right there. And we're looking for swing trades that run, you know, 10, 15, 20%. I think for a swing trader, that's a fairly good number. I think we can be very comfortable and make some very good money with that. So what I want to do, and I've got to watch the clock because I do want to spend some time on the shorts as well. But I want to bring over the scanner here, and you'll be seeing it work real time. Now, I did notice here this afternoon that the market seems like it has slowed down a little bit. So you'll see stocks pop through here, and we'll look at them as they pop up. Now, in all fairness, I did set this up. But what I did is I set it up from a couple of different scanner windows that I have, and these are all set up pretty much for the J hook. You can see they all have that J hook name on there, which will give us flags, pennants, wedges, you know, small little wedges in there, and just set up in different ways. And then what I did today is I took a lot of them that have come through here and I loaded them on this alert right here. Just in all fairness, I wanted to let you know. So this is a watch list, you might say, where this is running absolutely live. Now this is live as well, so it'll just only show anything on this list. So what I'm going to do is move this back. I just wanted to be very candid here with you. I'm going to move these back a little bit. And let's take a look at some of these. Let's take a look at text. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to move this out of the way, otherwise it'll go behind everything, and I won't be able to see it, and you won't be able to see it. So, but I'll bring it back here from time to time. But text came up, and here's text. And where text would have alerted us was about right in here, about right in there. Is right there where it would alert, about that $64. So what it's doing is it's giving us this rally and this pullback. Actually, you know, I was wrong about where it would have entered, where it would have, no, not really. It would have been about right there. So as it starts coming up, this is about where it would start alerting right there. So we get that alert, and now what we're looking for is that trade that carries us up and out, realizing that we do have to break out of these highs. That is important in this particular chart. Let's see here. It looks like CAMP, C-A-M-P, has come up on one that a scanner window that I have here. There's CAMP. It came up while I was talking. So what I'm going to do is I want to look for these alerts that's coming up on the J-hook setup, and this particular alert is looking for charts that are up overall, and then it starts breaking out of the 20-day simple moving average, and that's just what it's doing. And it would have alerted today. This particular alert would actually alert the second it climbed above the 20-day simple moving average. So about that 1964. For a swing trader, I think that's a terrific place to enter a chart, knowing that your stop might be the T-line. The T-line is what we call this black line right here, and it's actually nothing more than the 8 exponential moving average. So, you know, we're looking to catch that swing in here, swing up to the next levels. So, you know, if you got it caught at about 1970 to this little peak up here, whoops, get up there. There we go. You know, there's your 4%, a little more than 4%. Your next swing we might be looking at is up here near 21.78. I see another one that has popped up is, well, let's take a look at this one. I really don't know what this looks like. BECN. See, it's moving too flat. I don't particularly like this particular chart. It's not one I would necessarily trade, although if it did start to break out, it could lead to higher moves. I tend to look for charts with a little smoother action, not so wicky right in this area right here. PTC, PTC, and so far we have. By the way, this is alerted on new day high. So if it makes a new day high, it actually comes through the alert. And you can see PTC made a new day high at 41.99, and you can see how the chart is up. It pulls back. See the little doji there, and then it starts coming up, and then it starts alerting when we want it to. This is when we've told it to alert, and that would be a good entry right there, and looking for it to carry on a breakout and then move higher up, maybe into $43 range up there, which, you know, that represents what, 3.5, 4% move on this particular chart. Oh, it looks like that PTC made a new day high while we were talking about it. Went from that 41.99 to 42.01, then 42.02. I see one. Here's one that just came up on one of the scans that I pulled these off of today. Was EBS. Let's take a look at that. EBS. See how EBS, we're up. Let's move this over here. You see we're up, back, and we're looking to move out this way. And you've got your flag right in here. We've got a doji. This is actually a bullish morning star type of candle pattern here. These last three candles with this candle, the doji, and this candle right here. Nice little morning star pattern setting up as a continuation higher. Let's see there. DSKY is one that we've followed in the room here for a while. It's actually on our members watch list in the trading room. DSKY. There we go. And you can see how that one is. It made that big rally to the upside. There's a little flag pullback, and it's giving us that little bullish engulf right now, where it might start that J hook like that right there. So we've got a little bull flag breaking out into that J hook pattern that leads us out to higher monies. This particular chart, I would probably look at, you know, target-wise, one of the first targets I would look at is about $16.10. And from this area here, what is that? That's about a 20, my goodness, that's a 20% move in this particular chart. Now this line right here, this is the 200-day simple moving average. So it's very, very, very important we continue to show strength over that 200. The 200 is a known resistance area and a strong one. You can see we popped up and then we pulled back. Maybe the second time takes us up, maybe for a nice 20% move. But very important that we wait or make sure that we're over that for that move there. I see that PTC is moving up. Let's look at that again. So you can see that if it was purchased when I first started talking about it, you would actually be up a few pennies right now. Nothing to write home about, but I don't know about anyone out here. I know that it's pretty disheartening when you buy a stock and it immediately moves south a penny or two. It may not be anything that's significant, but it's not good for the psyche. Every time you buy something, it wants to pull back a little bit. This is one thing here that really helps with that. We also have something here called VN. This is normalized volume. This is something I pay attention to. So if I see a chart like Guild is one that this is another members featured trade idea that we've had actually for a week or so. It's coming at 1.3 times normalized volume, and let's take a look at that. And that was today. So when this started coming in at that high volume, normalized, what we call normalized volume, then that is an excellent time to start thinking, hey, I need to own some of that, because it looks like there's enough push behind it to push it up higher. And you can see on this chart here where we've got that flag, we've got the breakout, here's the J hook formation that leads us out to new highs up here. So here I'd look at 127, maybe higher, but you need to get through 127 before you can get to 130. So let's just take one target at a time. 127, maybe 123 first is what I would want to see. 123.38, 127. I think those are reasonably good targets for GILD for the swing trader for now. Anything after that would have to be reevaluated. Let's see. I think, yeah, here's one that came up as we were talking. It was meant, well, the DSK also came up. Notice that 2 right here. That 2 is telling us it's 2-bar low. I like 2-bar lows. One of my favorite favorite setups is a 2-bar low, and that's where we have a low yesterday and it's actually above that low today, or it's even set up so that today could be the low and then it's showing strength up. The main thing is I want that low in there and then an absolute reversal from the low. I think of that as votes. You know, yesterday here the votes were pretty much a doji type candle, but at some point the votes were to drop it down to make a low. Just like this morning, the votes were to open it at that level, what, about 1285, and now the votes are clearly taking it to the 200-day simple moving average up here. And this is on 0.5% normalized volume, so nothing to write home about, but it's not horrible. I would certainly look at that trade. My only question would be that 200-day simple moving average there. Let's take a look at Amazon, and I want to look at it because of these numbers over here. What this is break volume yesterday. This means that Amazon is making a 2-day high. When it's green like this, it's making a 2-day high. It's doing it a 1.2 times normalized volume, and then it's breaking above yesterday's volume. So let's go look at Amazon. And also, Amazon is making the exact chart that we're looking for. We're looking for that rally and that pullback and that rally. Just simply this right here. All bullish charts have this pattern in them. They rally up, they consolidate to allow wholesale money to come into them, and then that's what drives it up to those highs. So what I'm trying to do is catch, well, I probably should do that in a little different color, shouldn't I? There we are. I'm trying to catch somewhere, whoops, in there like that. And I'm not bashful. I'll take a breakout as well, because anything that breaks out, the thought process is behind this is that the money's pushing it out, and this is a continuation pattern, and we're continuing from that rally right there. So we rally, we consolidate, now we rally again. And again, when I mentioned that all bullish patterns, if you look at a bullish chart pattern that has gone from here to way up here, you'll see that it has always has little pullbacks that get back into that trend, just like that. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those moves there to get us back into that trend, to swing it. Another one of these are going to happen. It always does. And then swing it again, pull back, then swing it again. Let's see if something else has come. Well, look at Amazon. Amazon actually has moved, well, let's see, it started alerting at 436.85. That's just alerting at this print. It actually started alerting very early this morning, much cheaper. And now it's at 37.08. In fact, we're watching it move up in real time. Nice. So Amazon, what are we looking at here is Amazon. For the most part, it's just been moving sideways. Upon a breakout, I think the next move up would be right here, about 452. Retest these highs. On a breakout of these highs, I suspect the next move we'll see is somewhere in that 459, 459.50 area, and then from there, you know, a reevaluation at that level. Okay, I don't want to miss out talking about some shorts, and so I'm going to move this out of the way right now. And this is one of our favorite short patterns, is the blue ice failure, and I'm going to look at QUNR first. And really what it is the blue ice, the blue is the 50-day simple moving average. And before I want to go any further, I want to, this whole chart pattern was developed by the late Dave Elliott. I certainly want to give him credit for it. He developed it, and we just continue to use it. It's just a fantastic shorting pattern, and a great deal of thanks goes to the work that Mr. Elliott put into this. Some of you may know him by First Wave. So here we have a chart that's been rallying up. The idea is, oops, let me change this a little bit. The idea is you have a chart that's rallying up, and then it starts to fail, and then it wants to rally up again, and it just keeps failing. See how it just keeps failing? And bottom line, it just cannot get and stay above the 50-day simple moving average. So you can see how this is starting to fail. One of the other little things I like to do when I look for these is I want to see at least 10% or awfully close to 10% to the 200-day simple moving average, which, by the way, is very, very close to the 50-day simple moving average on the weekly chart. So that way, at least I have a 10% game I can come to. You know, they don't always give you that 10%, but at least we know that it has the possibility of giving you 10%. So this is showing us alert where there we are, alert where QUNR is making a new day low on 0.6 time normalized volume. We'll go look at this one in a minute, this DSW. So this might be a short right in here, knowing that our stop is back up in here. So what's our risk? I don't know, our risk is up here for, our risk is maybe 5% on this trade, and we're looking for 3%, 25 possible percent, all the way down to the 200, even to the 100-day simple. And I'm just using those as guidelines. They're not necessarily absolute targets. Heck, that's a 13%er right there. So that might be a trade to, for somebody here to consider. COG just popped up. Let's take a look at this. This alert, by the way, this is a blue ice failure, but it's also what we call a moving average squeeze. And that is when, another name I call it sometimes, is where a candlestick engulfs the moving averages, and you can see how that candlestick has engulfed the big three, the 20-day simple, the 34 EMA right here, and the 50 simple. This looks like a nice short setting up right now as we speak. NOAH. NOAH. This should be, yep, another blue ice failure here with an engulfing pattern. And we also have a nice little low and a failed high over here. So let's just draw a line right there. So we have a low, a lower high. It looks to me like this might be trying to roll over. And if you get below those lows right there, you can see let's see here, let's do this. And let me change some of the things here. Sorry, highlight, there we go. You can see what the profit potential might be. Let's, even to right there, right to this support level, that's what your profit potential would look like on a short of this chart right here. Let's see, I don't know how much time I have, Reed. I do want to, I'm not trying to sell anything here. I've got nothing special to offer.
Rick, you can go until 3:20.
The only thing I would ask. Oh, okay, thanks. So let's see, 3:20. Holy mackerel! I've got all kinds of time. Cool. Let's make some money. So, let's. This being live, this is something too. I hope people here take advantage of some of these trades and look at some of these as trades, and maybe you can make a buck or two on them. Like COG is giving us a new day low. It's a moving average squeeze. It's going to also be a blue ice failure on 1.1 times normalized volume. I'm going to come back and explain that in a second here, by the way. COG. So let's go take a look at COG. There we go. So if COG was shorted here, if you were in the mindset to short, and I'm not saying it's a bullish market, bearish market. I haven't even looked at what the market is doing at this second. I'm simply doing the presentation. So I'm just putting up the charts as they come up. So if you were inclined to short, you can see how we've made this high, and actually we've made a high, we've come back, and all we've done here, let's talk flags again, all we've done is make a bear flag with a failure, and it looks like we tried to make another bear flag with failure, and now we've got this moving average squeeze on the bearish side. So my risk would probably be a stop, cover this short if it started moving, 34.45, somewhere in that area. You're looking at these tops. A short now would take you down to somewhere near this area here, around 31, and that's 7%. Not bad for swing traders. Not bad at all. And you can always get better swings. This happens to be one that's just showing up right now. Let's take a look at this. Our volume here is yesterday, so it's showing some sellers are out there, showing that the buyers have woken temporarily. There may be some buyers or sellers out there. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying COG is necessarily a horrible chart. It's trash. It's junk. I'm not saying that at all. What we're doing is we're trading swings. So you're trading the swings up and swings down. And then by all means, when you get the right setup, the right signal, trade again. But in the meantime, there's all kinds of money that can be made. In this case, it's looking a little more short than long, where here's the swing for the side right in here. Here's a chart that just recently, well, actually it's been coming up all day long, but it is making a new day high right now. Is that St. Jude? Yeah, here's St. Jude. And you can see where, let's draw some lines on this one. You can see where St. Jude has broken out of this consolidation. It rallied up and pulled back. Big surprise. That always happens. I don't know why that catches people off guard. I really don't. You know, a chart moves up like this, and then you get somebody that buys it up here, and then it does this. You know, just starts coming back a little bit, and they're just dumbfounded. Why would you be dumbfounded? That's the normal movement of a chart. Whether it doesn't matter how bullish it is. It doesn't matter if you know, a guru comes on CNBC or Bloomberg and says, "Hey, this thing is going to $100." Don't get mad at them if it pulls back, because that's what charts do. And if the chart moves up big 2 or 3 days, you know, don't be surprised when it pulls back. Don't be, "Oh my God, what happened?" That's just a fact of life. So let's go back to this real quick. I'm sorry, I got a little off track there. We've broken out of this right here. So what does that tell you? That it should tell you that this is still bullish. Now, is it going to make it to 84.60? Don't know, don't care, don't matter. What we're doing is trading the swings. We don't care if it gets up there. I'm not marrying this stock. This is not a long-term stock. I'm a swing trader. 10 days, 15 days max, 2 days if it calls for it. Swing trading. So let's come up here and let's put another box in here. Look at that. Look how it broke out. It pulled right back to support. It rallied right back up to resistance, and now it's just moving sideways. Actually, we've got a nice little, let's change colors, nice little double bottom right here. We have a low, high, higher low. On a breakout, where do you think that's going? It's going to get with this program right here. Now, again, I'm not saying this is going to 84.60. I'm just saying it can produce you some nice money on the next leg, just like this leg right here. You know, there's traders that bought this in this area, and I could see all kinds of reasons to be buying right there. There's traders that bought it here, traders that bought it here, traders that bought it here, traders that bought it there. There's some people that bought it right there. You've just got to decide, where are you comfortable at buying? You don't always have to buy at the lows. So you can buy on this breakout right here. You could buy on the double bottom as it starts moving. Well, I would wait for the bottom to be formed, and I would wait for a candlestick signal. You'll find I'm not an advocate of buying, say, at 72.74. I'm not an advocate of that at all. I would be more inclined to buy 74.10 and then trade it up, or even now and trade it up. Let's see here. Here's a new one I haven't seen today, KNL. I have no idea what the chart looks like. Not bad. And this is where I got it right there. KNL. It's moving up on 1.4 times normalized volume. Hey, it's also doing a breakout of today's volume. That's what this is telling me right there. All right, let's move that out of the way. Move that back. And here you can see that whole J-hook process. You can see where we've broken out. We rally up, we pull back. Do you think that might be time to start buying it? Just might be. What kind of targets do we see on it? What time do I see right now? How about, let's do it this way. This is a pretty nice chart. I might buy this one before we leave here. 26, move that up, 26. I'm going to go there, 26.25. Another target. No, I'm going to leave it right there for right now. So and it'll be a nice, you know, reevaluate at that level right in there. So there's a little 5% move, and then reevaluate. 27, I think. I'm going to go ahead and put it up. So 27, about right there. That's close. So that's what I would be looking at as targets. Here's a nice little flag, and you see it broke out, and that's the scanner was giving it to us on that alert right there. A moment ago I mentioned I wanted to talk about what VN was. VN is normalized volume. Let's just use KNL. It takes KNL at this print, at whatever time of day this was, just a moment ago, $24.87, and it measures this time of day, the same time that this prints, over the past 10 days at the same time, and it takes the average of that, and this is saying this is 1.4 times that volume. So that tells me that there's some bulls buying this greater than the average of the last 10 days at this current time of day, which is, what is it, 3:10 East Coast time, 3:09 when this was actually printed, something like that. So that's a very valuable tool right there. Hotter, let's go look at hotter, 2.9. Whoa, this is nice. When I'm paying attention and actually trading, and I see a stock that does this, when I see it do 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, a lot of times if I catch it fast enough, I'll actually go buy it without even looking at the chart, because that means that there's some real serious buyers pushing that up, and I want to be part of that. So here's hotter, HOTR, nice trend. We've rallied up, we've pulled back, and we have a nice little consolidation area right here. And we have a little low, a little high, a little higher low, and now it's really starting to move up. Watch for breakout of that 20-day simple moving average. Okay, let's see, how's our short list coming? Here's ENG. Let's take a look at that one, or EGN, excuse me, EGN. Here's EGN. To be honest, with this one, I would suspect we have a little rally and then possibly a failure, but I would guess you're going to see a little rally before it actually fails there. Okay. Oh, I still have some time, don't I? Let's take a look at let's see, your STZ also came up. STZ moving out of a nice flat consolidation area, nice rally, pretty flat. You're looking for that next move right there. So what you're looking for is the alert. How do you, when do you get in that? And that's where I want to do things like this right here. I want to see this, and in this case we've got kind of this is a different little volume alert, just giving us our average over the last 5 days, and that's pretty impressive, 3.5 right here. And STZ's making a new day high on this kind of money here. I would take that risk all day long. Could we see a little consolidation from here? We could. So what's your risk? My stop would be around 119.40, and let's see if we bought it here. You have to break out. That's important. You could see something up in the 125.40 area. So that's about right there. That's just a 4%er. To be honest, after doing all this, I doubt I would actually take that trade because there's just not enough profit in it. Just not enough profit in it. DSKY, on the other hand, try that again. DSKY. That is enough profit. For instance, I'm looking at one, whoops, try this again. Say pretty decent, I'm going to actually shrink this chart down. There we go. And let's put a line right there. I think that's the target I would work for. There's no doubt in my mind that it will pull back on its way up there, but the pullbacks, I would expect them to be minor until I see something that actually breaks a minor pullback. So this might be a nice purchase, and I would take it even though it's under the 200. Right here, you've got a possible 60, we'll call it 60%. 60%. You know, if you just got half that, I would be willing to bet that that's more than most swing traders get in any 30-day period right there. So here's one trade setup that may lead to some pretty nice profits. So that's one I would actually put on my list and get real serious about it at the right time. Being Thursday and tomorrow being Friday, I don't know if this is the actual perfect time. The market is doing great, but notice the SPY just has not broke out yet. So you always want to keep that as in the back of your mind, where IWM, I think, has broke out and just gone bonkers. Yep. So the bulls are leading us right now, but you may see a little consolidation going into tomorrow. So, you know, keep some of those on the watch list. I'm going to run through a few real quick that have come up on the scanner, and these are all charts that I put up here today knowing I was doing the seminar. This list of charts that I think are poised to break out, so please write them down. Please take advantage of the ones that fits your trading criteria. ALNY, CPRX. CPRX, yeah, I don't know if I'd put it on the top of my list, but I suspect this 465 area will get tagged, but it needs to clear that before it can even think about moving higher. LGND, man, that thing just looks like it's poised to move higher. We've already broken out of that level right there. In fact, not only have we broken out, we've come back and tagged support, and now we're trying to move up higher. So this has some strong possibilities right in here. Momo may be setting up. I would rather see it over the 20-day simple moving average. This has a lot of wicks up here. Probably would not put this particular chart high on my list just yet. I would want to clear some of these wick areas, so I don't know if this is the best pace for that one. AAWW, we've got a nice low, high, higher low, bullish morning star signal over the T-line. This is big for us here at Hit and Run Candlesticks. Over the T-line, testing the 20-day simple. You certainly have that rally and that consolidation. You know, the $64,000 question, is that going to hold it up right there? And then on a breakout is what you're looking for. And on a breakout, I would certainly buy. I would look at this as I call this the box right here. This would be the buy box. I would take that trade there, providing it didn't break down. At this point, I would use the T-line. So I would have a pretty tight stop, 54.39, a little below that. Below the T-line would stop out. Risk reward is pretty good. There's 4, 8, 10. I'd say 12% up to about 64.80. AMBA, this thing has just been a monster. We've had it on the radar. Many people in the trading room have traded it. It's just been an absolute monster. And where the alerts would have occurred, we've got this rally. Let's see, do this right here. You know, alerts would have occurred in this area here. Actually would have occurred, well, actually would have occurred there too. Occurred here, occurring now, because we have that, see how sideways that is, and then we get that breakout. So all kinds of alerts on this one. BDSI, this one's setting up now. Notice this is kind of from a downtrend here. This is not what I've been looking at here so far, but it's doing just what we've asked it to do. There's your rally right there. See that low to a high. We pull back to a higher low. I'm going to try to keep that crayon out of the way. And then you see how we start moving up, and that's when it starts alerting right here. This is actually setting up for my most favorite chart pattern of all. We call it the rounded bottom breakout, RBB for short. And it's actually not an RBB till it closes over this blue line. and that's just the 50-day simple moving average. But we have the big three, the 20, the 34 EMA, and the 50-day simple, all scrunched up right here, and that is just a bullish move to me coming off this bottom. We're looking for the 200-day moving average up here as the target direction, knowing that it's just not going to go straight up. It's just not going to do that, and it's not going to do this without doing a little of this along the way. So manage the trade on the way up, but a close over that 50-day simple moving average. I guarantee you I'll be buying it. And we're looking at a possible 50% trade. And let me move this out of the way. And you can see that comes over here and does a gap fill as well. So that's a nice chart right there. Very nice chart. I'm open for any questions. I don't know if we have time where we are. Again, hit run
Gary,
candlesticks.
we actually are out of time for the.
Okay, really quick, if you go to the website, the important thing is click here to get your free trade ideas. I send one out every single day.